Hello, John McLaughlin here. Welcome to another Crossfire Gold strategy. We've been doing these sessions over the last few days now and been proven to be very successful. So let me just show you initially what I've got on my screen. So we're going to be trading gold on the 15-minute and 5-minute time frame. If you saw the video yesterday, you'll know that instead of using the imbalance, today we're going to be using the moving averages. So let me just show you what I've got on my screen. So here we've got the 15-minute time frame, and on the other side we've got the 5-minute time frame, both on the gold, both a duplicate of the same indicators. The last few days we've been putting imbalance on, and we've been identifying some imbalance zones. Yesterday we didn't really have too much in the way of imbalance, so today I thought we'll put the moving averages on. Let me just show you what I've got. So initially what we've got here, if I show it on the 5-minute because it's a little bit clearer. So this yellow line here, this is the 5-minute. This line here, this moving average, is the 13, and built into the indicator that we've got called the Ninjacator, this either goes green or red depending on if we're going to go for a buy or a sell. The red indicator here is the 50 moving average. Okay, this moving average is a 50 moving average. The blue is the 200, and here the grey one is the 800 moving average. And the moving average is just a representation of if this is the 13 or this is a 5-minute the 5-minute moving average. It just takes the average of the last 5 candles, and that's really kind of the way it works. But remember what I always say: wherever you get a zone or a line, then you've got an area for the price to either bounce or break. And that kind of represents in the same way with moving averages. So I've had a look today and just to see if there are any points or any levels of imbalance. So I'll have a quick look at that. So imbalance is where the price will move sharply in one direction or the other, and it takes it out of balance. So if you look at this area here, well, we've got this green candle, okay, although this is forming, so this candle here is forming, so the chances are this is imbalance here. So between the bottom of this wick and the top, sorry, got the magnet tool on, the bottom of that wick and the top of this wick here, this is imbalance. And what's going to happen, probably guarantee it, that the price will at some point take out this imbalance, okay, and it'll come down. But that's a small area of imbalance. Again, you can get indicators which will highlight your candle yellow or whatever colour you want, just to highlight the imbalance. But once you've seen imbalance, really it's difficult to kind of unsee it. You see there that it's difficult to see on there, but the wick of that candle came up to that moving average onto there, which took out that imbalance there. So there's no imbalance there at all. That came down, and that's it. So let me show you what we do. So this strategy is really easy, really straightforward. We're going to put a box between 1300 and 1500. There's a box. Okay, that just highlights a zone. The 1 PM UK time is the session opening time of the US session, and we're going to do it between 1 and 3 PM. Next thing we need to do is we need to put the trend lines on. So I'll put a trend line on there, and I'll put the next trend line just below here, and I'm going to change this one to green. Okay, so what we're waiting for is, it's now 13:05 on the 15-minute time frame. This is where we're going to put all our indicators, and when this candle finishes painting and moves on to the next one, then we'll have an idea of where we're going to place our trend lines. And all we're looking for is the higher high next to this candle. So currently, as you can see, the next higher, or the higher high from here, is this candle here, and the low from this candle is this candle here. So the next low and the next high, and that's where we put our trend lines. So we'll go and do that at 13:15. At the moment, let's just have a look at the general look at the markets, see what happened yesterday, and we'll see what might be in store for us today. So yesterday we had a trading opportunity, really quick, literally it was about sort of 15 seconds in and out. But as I said, with this strategy, you don't have to trade within the parameters. You can trade afterwards as well. So there's usually trade opportunities after the session's finished. And yesterday, that's what happened. Just before the session ended, we had a ninja down. It went below the trend line, and then there were some pips to be had from there. So this area here, down for 86 pips. And some people reporting that they got 100 pips in the move, which is great. But for us, our target is 10 pips, and that'll do us nicely. We got in here and we got out just here. Again, 15 seconds in and out of trade, really quick. So just get your MT4 open. Right, that's us ready. So 1307, we'll come back at 1315, we'll put the trend lines on and we'll see where we are in the markets. They say 90% of all success in trading is psychology. If you've lost trades by chasing trades, over leveraging or second guessing your strategy, then you are acting from your emotional brain. The part of your brain called the monkey brain. It makes you act without thinking and then calls you names for losing. Access my brand new resource, Teaching the Monkey to Trade. This training is designed to improve consistency and results, teaching you proven NLP techniques. You'll also get access to an exclusive interview with trader and master NLP practitioner about learning 90% of what it takes to succeed. Get free access to the resource and interview by clicking the direct link in the description below. Alright, so currently 1313. Let me just zoom in and show you this level of imbalance here and just show you what's happened just whilst we've been off. So you can see the wick of this candle was wicked to here, which is taking out this imbalance. So this imbalance needs to be changed. The area needs to be changed to just here. So you can see how before it was up there and now the candle is starting to take that imbalance away. So we've still got levels of imbalance, so still a possibility that the price can go down further. So what other indications tell us that the price may go down? Well, if we go down here and look at the stochastic on the 5-minute time frame, in fact look at the 15-minute time frame first. All the time frames are in the extreme, so it's telling us that it's been overbought. And as you can see, the price has gone sharply for the upsell. It went down. Let's get this. There we go. So the price went. This was yesterday. The price went down, back up. Big push down overnight. New session, and as the new session opened, then the price has steadily gone up. So the stochastic for us is telling us that price right now is in the extreme and it's starting to push down. On the 5-minute, it's doing something very similar. It's starting to push down. We've got this level of imbalance, so we'll just see where we are. Okay, so it's 13.15. I'll put the trend lines on. So the higher high is this candle here, so I'll put the magnet tool on. Put that on there. We'll put the magnet tool on for the sell as well. So the lowest candle from there is this one here. Put him on there. Take the tool off. We'll take the buy trend line and we're going to put it on top of the wick. That's that set. And this one we'll put it on the bottom of the wick. There we go. That's it. And you can see straight away, as soon as that trend line goes on, you can see how price has started to respect this line. Okay, so again, it gives you additional confluence, additional confidence that your strategy, your trend lines that you're putting on are more accurate. So now we've put them on the 15-minute. We now take the ideas from the 5-minute. So here's the 5 minute, and what we want is we've got the ninja down here. So if we're going to go up for the sell, sorry, if we're going to go up for the buy, okay, we want price to be above the green trend line. We want price to go and touch this parabolic SAR, the parabolic stop and reverse. That will then go underneath. We'll then get the ninja up. That'll alert us. We don't always get in when conditions have been met. It depends on, again, what's happening in the market. And the other thing that we've got on today, obviously we've got the moving averages. That's going to give us some idea of where price may go within those particular zones. So we'll just wait and see if, first of all, price is going to go up towards this parabolic SIR and flip, and then we'll see which way what the market's going to do from there. So it's 13.17, everything's set up, and we'll just see what happens. Having a cup of tea is what's happening. So the thing to note as well is price is going up nicely for this. However, the two things that I'm looking at is we still have the stochastic indicating that it's still in the extreme, and also this level of imbalance is still yet to be taken away. So on this strategy, what I do with my MT4 is I get everything open, I then click on new order, and then literally just wait for the price to go. Because it's gold, because it's on the 5 minute, as you saw yesterday, everything was open, and we can open it and then close it, as quickly as we need to. And let me just say, in cases like yesterday, you need to have your MT4 open and everything ready. Stop losses, where would you put your stop loss? Okay, well, once this parabolic SAR flips, we've found that because price respects this line, depending on what price is going to do, whether it's going to go for a buy or a sell, these lines are always good support and resistance lines. So consider putting your stop loss around this area. Don't risk any more than 1%, and consider protecting your account in the right way and taking profits with the 10 pip strategy. So you can see what's happening now. The price kind of doesn't really know what it wants to do. It's indecision candles. So you've got the kind of push from the market. We've had a nice steady bull market. Price is going up since this morning. The market wants to continue with that trend, but now it's in the extreme. It wants to push down. We've got this level of imbalance that needs to be taken out. So now you've got this magnet to push and the magnet to pull. So the market doesn't really know what it wants to do. It's indecision, and that's what that candle there represents, indecision. Where you've got what looks like a spinning top, very thin body, big long wicks. So we've just flipped over to a new session, another 5 minute session on the 5 minute time frame, and we've still got this little battle going on. So if we were to go in for the sell, then there's a couple of things to notice. Is that first of all, we've got the ninja down alert. Secondly, we've got the PSAR flipped and it's already in the right position. But ideally, we don't want to be in this zone, okay? Because we've got support and resistance from both levels. With push and pull from both levels. We want to be below the red, but ideally in this configuration below the green as well. So if you look at the 15 minute, you'll notice the parabolic SAR is still underneath because it's showing the last 15 minutes. If you look at the 5 minute, it's been flipped for 5 minutes on there. So the chances are we're going to be looking for a sell. We've also got this level of imbalance that's starting to be taken out, and the stochastic is still at the moment on the 5 minute. It's in the middle of nowhere. On the 15 minute, it's still in the extreme. And this is looking quite good. I think we just hit the 800 moving average. This level here is the average of the last 800 candles. Tempted to get in for the sell right now. Okay, we're in for the sell. And it probably what it'll do, you see how it's respecting this line here, this is the moving average, and at some point it'll dance around this area before making a move. And you know, we've looked at the markets, we've looked at what's happening, and we're hedging our bets that the price is going to go to the downside. And from the 800 moving average down to the 50, which is the red one, we've got 22 pips. So are we going to make our 10 pip profit from that move? Yes, we will. Okay. Let's see how things go. So there's 37 seconds left on this time frame. And ideally, maybe you should have got in at the next candle because of the time frame. So we'll just wait and see what happens at the end of this one. 25 seconds left. So now we're in a position where we shouldn't really be in. We got in the trade here, and we're now in this zone here where we don't really want to be. So what we've got to do now is just make sure the stop loss is in the right place. The stop losses for me wouldn't be at the PSAR because it's too far away. It's just above these zones here. And again, it depends on your sort of how you like your risk to be, and how you like to set your account and protect your account. But you know, when you do a strategy like this and you're confident that the price is going to respect these particular trend lines, and you know by and large it's not going to go too much in the extreme, then this level here would be okay for a stop loss. And if we get taken out of stop loss, then you know we're only taking out 1% of our account. One thing we didn't do today, and I've forgotten to do it, and some people do it, is checking the news. I know we're in the trade and it's a bit too late now, but if you can see here, we've got red. So let's just go and check the news. So we've got my Forex calendar. See what we've got coming up. And we have a whole host of US news. Okay, all the way. First one is in 2 minutes. So what is going to happen in 2 minutes? Let's see what happens. So we put this is where the news is. What's going to happen there? We're in for the trade already, so we'll just have to see what goes, see what happens. You know, this is what happens sometimes. If you forget to do one thing, and I've seen it before where people have forgotten to check the news, and the news does have an impact. So let's say if we lose this trade, and it goes back up to here, and we get taken out, then it's because I didn't check the news. So important. And you go and check the news and you realise that the majority of it is going to affect your trade because it's on the US dollar. But that's what happens. So always check your news, people. However, saying that, I am still confident that the trade is going to go for a sell based on the previous price action of this big move up here. What's happening now, we're getting a little bit of consolidation on the 5 minute. When the news hits, I'm pretty sure the price will continue to the south. It will continue going down. So now we've got 3 different zones on, or we've got our different zones on. So we've got the supports. You've got your trend lines, and we know what to do with them, and we know they offer support and resistance. We've got the imbalance area, and we know at some point it's got to take out that imbalance. And we've also got our moving averages. And we know that the moving averages, when the price goes to a moving average, it will do 2 things. It'll bounce or break. In fact, any of these lines, the price will bounce or break. So if it goes further south and it goes to here, the price will look at that and bounce or break. It'll go further south. It'll look at this one. The blue is the 200 moving average, and the price will bounce or break. It looks like we've gone the wrong way with this one. It's teasing us with a stop loss because we didn't check the news. But hey, you know, there's no point doing a training video to show you. There we go, we're out of trade. We're out of the trade, and we've lost that one simply because I didn't check the news. And had I checked the news, I'll tell you what I will do though. Instead of belly aching, what we're going to be doing, we're going to get back into the trade for the buy. So what we could do is get back into the trade for a buy when the conditions have been met. So again, what we're doing, we're waiting for the ninja up alert, we're waiting for the PSAR to flip. Has it flipped yet? Let's take this off. Yeah, PSAR's flipped. We're above the green line. So once we wait for the indicator to kick in, then we should be good for a buy. So the stochastic right now on the 15-minute is still showing into that extreme area. The 5-minute stochastic is kind of in the middle of nowhere on the 5-minute. It's in the middle. So we'll just see what goes on with that. And again, where would be a good level here for your stop loss? Well, as you can see, the price is yet still respecting this line here, this trend line, and the PSAR is just below it. So yeah, potentially you could put your stop loss below here, depending on on your risk management. But again, don't risk any more than 1%. So market's kind of just steadying off. Nothing's really happening. Got a minute left. Let's see what happens. Well, last 5 seconds of this, are we going to see a little surge, or is it going to stay the same? Okay, so there we've got the ninja up. So give it a little bit of time just to do its little thing, and then we'll consider getting into the buy this time, like we should have in the previous. Remember, the thing is with the ninja up, because it's set on certain conditions, it can appear and then disappear. So this is something else you've got to be mindful of. So looking at the news, nothing really is happening at the moment. It looks like it's just having a bit of a fight between buyers and sellers. The next news is here. So let's have a quick look at the economic calendar again. An hour and 16. So yeah, it's going to be past by the time we finish this session. But look at all this US news. US news galore. Which again, you know, there may be opportunities later on. Maybe here. Okay, maybe here. I mean, it's just abundant with US news. So we're still in the trade. We're still waiting to see what's going to happen. All our indicators and strategy says it should go up for the buy, and we should be safe for the buy, but we'll see. Okay, so you can see from the 15-minute, we can see that we've now got the ninja up alert on the 15-minute as well as the 5-minute, and again that gives us a bit more confluence. And again, remember I said before, the ninja up can get repainted. Those PSARs can change back, but for quite some time it's been fighting this push from the top with the PSAR. Now that's flipped underneath. So are we going to see it go up? Hopefully we'll get up to about here, and we'll be able to take some profits out. So as you can see, we've got a big separation from the PSAR to the price. We've got the ninja up on the 15-minute, so it is pushing up. The stochastic is starting to go just starting to go into the extreme, but as you know with gold, it can go into the extreme and it can snake for hours into the extreme when you think it's going to come back down again, and it just stays there. So I did say that, you know, the sweet spot for this strategy is to get you 10 pips and cash out, and I did actually get up to about 9 pips, and I thought I'll just stay in today just to see what happens. I am confident it's going to go up, but I know it's going to come back down again before it goes up, so we'll just have to see. There's only 4 minutes on this time frame left. We'll just see. So we're back up into profits again. So we've got 25 seconds left, and I'm just curious to see what's going to happen with this red candle on the 5 minute. Whether it's going to go up before the time closes and we open again on a green candle. We'll see. 10 seconds. Got to move soon. And again, talking about stop losses, some people trade literally without putting stop losses on, and if you're brand new to trading, I definitely don't recommend you do that, because it's too dangerous, and particularly with gold, you can blow your account, you know, within a few seconds if you don't know what you're doing. The other thing to note is always put your stop losses on, but never risk any more than 1%. So if you win a trade, great. If you lose a trade, it doesn't really matter, and that's a loser. So with 13.57, we've been on an hour, and we've got our first losing trade. And in fact, I lost a trade because I didn't check the news, and it can be as simple as that. So you've got to follow the procedure, follow everything that you do in this strategy. And I forgot to check the news. We went to the news, and it's just littered with US news all day. And to be quite honest with you, had I seen the news before, remember I said sometimes you get 7 or 8 different news reports. Here we've got just loads, and it makes the markets unpredictable. So would I have got in the trade to start with? Well, certainly I would have looked at. I mean, literally, this is all day with US news. Would I have got in the trade? Generally, there is a position sometimes, or the situation sometimes, where you look at the news and you go, do you know what, I probably wouldn't trade today because the markets look a bit too choppy. And what happened? The strategy looked okay before we checked the news. I went in for the sell, and when the news kicked in, it pushed all the way up to there. So the push there was 50 pips, and it happened fairly quick. So under normal conditions of the strategy, you wouldn't have got in here. Okay, you wouldn't have got in here. You would have got in there, and you would have taken your pips for the day, 35 pips. And we got up to, I got in about here. We got up to 10 pips profit, just shy of 10 pips. And I decided to stay in, and that was the wrong decision. And I said the sweet spot for this, as I always say, is 10 pips for safety. And today I thought, okay, I'll stay in. Why did I stay in? It's because I lost the first trade. Remember, it's all psychology. Here I am getting in a trade thinking, okay, so it's going to be okay. Not really appreciating the level of volatility because of all the news. And I've got to be quite honest, you know, not checking the news, it puts you in a bit of a tailspin, and you think, oh crikey, what's going to happen now? And you second guess yourself, and that's what's happened. Do you know what? There's no point doing a training series if everything is a win, and you're reporting on we've never had any losses. Well, today, 15th of June, first loss, and it was because I made an error. Nothing to do with the strategy really, just the fact that there was so much news. I didn't check the news properly, and here we are. We've only lost, 1% or 2 lots of 1%, which is nothing. We don't care. Doesn't really matter. Come back tomorrow, and our 100% win rate has now been shattered. It's now probably about 97%, which again, to be quite honest with you, is a lot more believable and gives you a lot more credibility. But we're below this line. So what's happened now? Psychology wise, I'm done. I'm done for the day. I'm not going to get in anything else. The news is around. There's too much volatility. Yes, we're looking at this. Yes, the candle is below the line. Okay, the peace hour is okay. Peace hour is just flipped. We've got the ninja down. Are we going to get in? Well, we haven't got a lot of room between here and the moving averages. We're into this, so we've got about 11 pips. We're into this area of imbalance, so it may well go all the way down and take this imbalance out. It's already taken it out to there, so it may just bounce off this moving average as it has done here. But for me, that's it today. 2 losing trades, and you just walk away, dust yourself off and come back tomorrow. Simple as that. Right, okay, so it's 14:02, just gone top of the hour. We'll come back at the end of the session, 1500. We'll see what's happened, see what's played out, and we'll come back shortly. Okay, so it's just gone 3 o'clock and the session has ended, so 1 p.m, 3 p.m. Let me just show you what happened. So we looked at the markets, we thought it was going to go for a sell, and it did eventually go for a sell, but what happened was I didn't check the news. It was a mistake by me. When the news kicked in, the price then went up to the upside. We were in a sell and we got taken out of the trade. Now, as the price came down, again, when you lose a trade and you're looking at a trade, sometimes you either stop trading or you look at a trade and you think, okay, there is a possibility to get in. And I got in on this ninja down here. Again, we're below the trend line. The stochastic was going towards the extreme, so it had been overbought and should have gone down for the sell. What happened was it sneaked up just here, again took us back out the trade, and then continued going down to the downside. So in terms of the strategy, did it work? Well, yes it did, because there's the trend line, there's a ninja down. This is, you know, I always say that you should have put your stop loss above here, and again, losing one trade, wondering why, going in a bit of a tailspin because I didn't check the news, kind of thinking, you know, I'm an idiot. My chimp brain was kicking in, telling me I'm stupid, telling me I shouldn't be doing this, and then suddenly it goes to the downside. And that's what happens sometimes. The important thing to know is we don't always get it right, but then when we don't get it right, why didn't we get it right? And when it's something as simple as, oh yeah, you didn't go and check the news, it can be a bit frustrating. But it happens, you know, and it happens to most people, to a lot of people. I'll say that to the best of us. I'm not the best of anything, but you know, it happens to people when they do things such as not checking the news, and then second guessing what they're doing. So, you know, people in my trading community, you know, I've checked in with them. They got in here, made 10 pips on the way up, and then 10 pips on the way down. Yesterday it was the opposite, where I got in a trade and they didn't. So you know, that's just the way trading goes. But remember, it's all about account protection. 1% loss, no big deal. Come back tomorrow and see what tomorrow brings. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that session. It's a bit of a different session because we lost a trade, or we lost 2 trades today, mainly because of my fault. But then that's the way trading is sometimes. Anyway, look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll speak soon.